Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Bhairavi, the Sky Priestess. So, as promised, I am back with a video for the Aquarius full moon. This is a very, very special moon for a variety of reasons. And I figured it's one of those things that the collective, the community, definitely needed to know about. So, let's get on to it. Meanwhile, we have a very special guest whose butt is covering the screen. So I'm just going to draw it up on my other phone. Um, I'm sure you can guess that one of the four little fellows is paying special attention for this particular video, which means it is extra blessed. So just give me a second whilst I get the list of alignments up, and we can get started. So, okay. Now, basically today we see the Aquarius full moon. And the thing is, this particular full moon is not just a full moon, so to speak. Full moons are never just themselves. There's also a lot of other things going on, which gives a particular character or flavor to this particular lunation. Now, Aquarius is, of course, the energy that deals with our higher awakening. It deals with our guides, it deals with our understanding of the collective, but it's also an energy that ultimately makes us look at what are the altruistic, selfless bonds that allow us to come together and to do good in the world. Which is why Aquarian energies are also related to charities, non-profits, that help those who are not able to manage themselves financially, or people who need assistance, or very frequently things that have to do with animals and conservation causes. Do with those principles that are thing that is larger than yourself. Aquarian energy is also very strongly associated with the mind, and it can be very intellectual and cerebral. But it is an energy that is also in excess. It can also be an energy that uses the power of good rhetoric and good ideology and the idea of the greater good to cause harm. So, as with every sign, there's a good potential and then there's a not so good potential of it. And generally speaking, Aquarius is also linked to technology. So these are also things that we may be seeing more focus on at this time. Also, soulmate connections, also friendships. There's so many things that it covers effectively. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk to you especially about this moon, I do want to acknowledge a community member. I see Joyous Day who says, "Greetings, Dr. B. I was just thinking about you, and then you came on. Yay, greetings." And Angelo who says, "Oi, oi," right back at her. So, this particular moon is very unique in the sense that it's not just an Aquarius, but it's also making other aspects that are very powerful in the skies. So, this particular Aquarian full moon is also opposed Mercury retrograde at 26 degrees of Leo. The full moon itself is 27 degrees of Aquarius. But in addition to that, this particular full moon also makes aspects to Vesta. Vesta is at 27 degrees of Leo. So you have the Sun, Mercury retrograde, and Vesta opposing this particular Aquarian full moon. And of course, this is all in aspect to Algol, to Algol, and to Uranus and Taurus. Calm down, baby. Algol is not terrible. It just depends on how you deal with it. So, this particular moon is also bringing in that awakening energy and vibration from Uranus at 27 Taurus. It is also trine the galactic center at 27 degrees of Sagittarius, which is, or rather, the sun is trine the galactic center at 27 degrees Sagittarius. The full moon is sextiled it. So effectively, Sun squared Uranus, Sun trine galactic center, all of this aspecting the full moon at the same time. So, what we really see with this energy is not only the focus on larger collective awakening, but it is the kind of collective awakening that has to first originate within your heart, within your experience of what it is to live from the consciousness of the heart. As part of my Tier 23 group, this is pretty much what we've been focusing on very intensely over the past few weeks. It is heart centered consciousness. It is a path of evolution that comes through grace, and grace that originates from a place of deep compassion. And it is in this way that we actually open the doors to higher awakening. It is not a purely mental pursuit, but it is an expression of the mind that must first originate from a far deeper place within. And that is really the focus of this moon. So it would be a mistake to purely think of it as Aquarian when it has a very, very strong energy to Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and so on and so forth. So if you do have anything near 27 degrees of Scorpio, and I know there are bodies in the skies that deal with that, but if you looked at every one of those bodies, astrology would get a little bit too overwhelming. But if you do have anything in late Scorpio, it is something for you to also pay attention to. So effectively speaking, this energy brings us a profound potential for awakening, and not only the kind of awakening that asks us to look at our heart and our higher mind, but the kind of awakening that ultimately leads us to find a greater path on this planet. Miss Hanuki, I understand that you want to say something, but mommy is talking. Would you like to come and speak in front of the camera? I didn't think so. So, as you know, I am surrounded by four very blessed babies who are very spiritual, but who are also often naughty and forget the fact that recordings are live. But it also brings me to another point. When you focus on something from your heart, whether it is a person, a cause, a child, irrespective of species, and anyone who still assumes that children need to be in a certain form, clearly do not understand how souls transcend bodies. But whatever it is you focus on with your heart at this time, this is the way you are opening up to a path of grace. This is the way you are opening up to something that is larger, that is beyond yourself, that comes from that frequency of heart centeredness. And of course, this is what young Miss Hanuki is trying to remind all of us at this time. Yes, yes, I know, I know. Um, but she really needs to trust that mommy understands her point. So, she's a baby. So now she has sat down because she feels recognized. So, whatever it is that you are focusing on at this time, whatever it is that you are being called to truly and fully open your heart to, this is the message that you have. This is your pathway, this is your gateway for you to do whatever larger work there is in the world. People often think about something collective as something abstract and something that's out there and something that requires you to have this technology, this guide, this frequency, but really it comes from the heart space. It comes from your heart center. So, this is a time where you cannot afford to ignore that particular truth. Yes. Do you want to come and talk or not? Okay. So, other things that are happening at the same time, we also see as all of these amazing alignments are going on, we see Venus at the same time at 17 degrees of Virgo is also squaring Jupiter at 17 degrees of Gemini, and it is also opposing Saturn at 17 degrees of Pisces. So if you have something near 17 degrees of Sagittarius, which we all do with the great attractor at 14 degrees of Sagittarius, it becomes a grand mutable cross. So, really, this is the time for us to be looking at what teachers can guide us to a path of awakened truth. What energies can allow us to find the path of mastery that we need in the spiritual domain? What kinds of authorities can help us safely guide and navigate ourselves through these journeys? And ultimately, how do these questions come back and give us the way and show us the path to come to a much larger project that all of us are working on, which is the embodiment and healthy manifestation of the feminine upon this planet. So that is very much the key focus that we need to have at the back of our minds. Because it's so easy to get caught up in this idea of the collective, of raising frequency and transcending consciousness without realizing that that work has to translate into the here and the now with real and practical and material considerations given to the manifestation and holding a feminine frequency on the planet. And that is not just in the bodies of humans. And of course, humans contain the feminine frequency irrespective of what biology you have, what gender you identify with, that doesn't matter. The feminine is in every being. It expresses itself through different genders differently, fine, but it is still in every being, in everything that exists. So, whatever you are being guided to do, whatever it is you are being called to, whatever path, whatever teaching, whatever it is your heart is pulling you towards, you must ask yourself, does this serve the greater cause of the feminine? Does this actually allow you to manifest something that is in harmony with the so called higher truths that you're talking about, the emotions you want to feel, but do your material actions actually manifest and resonate with this? And this is one of the pieces of the puzzle that you're going to need to look at this time very, very clearly, because this is the time for you to be putting into practice that which you seek to channel from above. And if you're not putting it into practice, what are you doing? So these are some of the opportunities of this particular full moon. There are many other things that are going on in the skies. There's always something that's going on in the skies. But this is a time where you need to really listen. Listen to your teachers, my little teachers over there. Listen to the people who guide you, who help you align, and to follow that path. And if you are someone who provides guidance, this is a time for you to really take your work, what you do in the world, what you bring to the world, as honestly and as earnestly as you can from the heart. Because what you are doing right now as a teacher, as a facilitator, as whatever position of knowledge giving that you have, is something that can make a person's path or break a person's path. And that is also something that you have to be aware of at this time. Because there is so much incredible potential for transformation, the actions that we do at the minute level of our lives have a much more profound significance and consequence than we can imagine. Because alongside all of this, we see Neptune and Pluto also in a powerful sextile. And this sextile is helping us create a new reality. It is something that's going to be around for a while. The sextile isn't going anywhere. But alongside all of this, we see these incredible potentials for transformation. She's really quite vocal today, but she's also feeling the vibe. And effectively, as we look at these potentials, as we look at these energies, we are once again reminded that all that we do, all that we are, all that we feel, all that we create from that place of feeling has immense ripple effects in the world. That is something that I want all of us to be aware of at this time. So you may have already known it at a certain level. Now you have more information. So that is a wrap. Thank you all of you who have joined the conversation. I'll probably do a Hello Neighbor in a couple of days from now just to catch up with the fam and see how everybody is doing. And I hope this information reaches you in the way that it reaches you. And remember, your teachers can be anywhere. Just look at what or who is giving you the message at this time and truly feel into it with your heart before moving forwards. And that's a wrap. Take care. Very many blessings. Ciao, ciao for now from me and Hanki. Bye-bye. Okay, what is wrong with this thing? Why can't I stop the recording? Okay, here we go. Bye-bye, everyone. You're most welcome.